and today we're going to learn how to sell your items through Craigslist. It's not very hard, anybody could do it, and so between these three segments, I will teach you 1, everything you need to do before you sit down on the computer and post your ad. 2, the actual process of creating and finally publishing your ad so the public can view it. And finally, how to screen those emails and phone calls of those parties that are interested in purchasing your product, how to go through the process of meeting them, negotiating, and finally finalizing the transaction. I'm also going to throw in some hints and secrets that even the advanced sellers may not have known that may help you in future transactions. So the first part we're going to start today is what you need to do before you actually sit down on the computer and start typing your ad. Now, to make this a little simpler, I'm going to use this Kindle Fire here on my desk. It's still in very good condition. The screen's a little dirty from my fingerprints. It comes with a case, and it's in perfectly good working condition. But let's say I want to get the newest iPad, and this no longer gets any time. I really don't have a use for it, and it's still probably worth maybe $80, $100. And that's $80 or $100 that could be in your pocket right now instead of sitting over here, or on a bookshelf or whatever. So the first thing you're going to do is clean the item. Now with electronics, you want to be careful because some chemicals can actually damage it. So please go online, Google what the best way to clean this item is. Usually dish soap and a cloth is universally pretty good at most things, but again, do your research, you might find a better way, easier way. Second thing is fix the item. Like I told you, this item, there's nothing wrong with it. I would take it out of the case though, clean the case, clean the actual item itself. As far as fixing goes, some things that you might want to sell may be partially damaged, so you might want to research how much it would cost to get that item fixed, because the difference you get for it in perfectly good working condition versus as-is condition as a partially broken unit could be pretty significant, and so it might be worth your time to fix the item. That's why I say fix it if it needs fixing, otherwise sell it as is. Also, with that whole category of fixing, you want to make sure you have all the parts, because sometimes you won't get top dollar for your item if you're missing, for example, in this, if I didn't have this charger over here. If I had to sell this without the charger, I'd probably take a significant loss on it, because if it was dead, I couldn't sell it and show somebody it worked because I didn't have the charger to charge it up. When I could just go on eBay, buy a charger for a couple, you could probably find a charger for under $5. So that goes in the same category of fixing, is find all the items that go with it, make sure you're selling it as a complete package as it would normally be sold in the retail store. So with this, it almost always is sold with a charger. So to sell it without a charger, it's probably worth your time to actually go out and buy a charger. Now, and the third thing is go into your attic, go into your storage unit. I've had this thing for over a year. I'm sure somewhere in my garage I have the original box that I purchased it in. Maybe I have the receipt. And those items can add value to your item to show, this is what I paid, this is when I bought it, this is how old it is, things of that sort. The next step is taking photos. When you take photos of your item, you want to take photos in the case, out of the case, and the back, the front, the sides, all the buttons on the item. If it's clothing, you want to, get the back, the front. So you want to give the buyer or the person interested in your item, as much information as they can get through the ad before they go ahead and follow up when they're interested in the item. So that brings us up to the next topic, which is taking photos. Now, most cell phones today, even text messaging phones, this is a smartphone, but a text messaging phone comes with a camera on it, and they're good enough cameras. The one thing though, besides the camera, that you do want to be careful of is glare, especially on electronic items. If I was to take this photo outside and the sun glare on it, you're not going to be able to see anything. When you finally go to upload the photo, you're going to see a big, ray of sunlight, and that won't help you out at all. So really work on your lighting. You want good lighting, but you don't want glare. You don't want it to be very, very dark because people won't be able to see it. So you want that perfect mixture of light. I would recommend indoor light and indirect light, especially with electronics. And just use a decent camera. 4 megapixels or better is fine. The third step is researching the value of the item. When you make a Craigslist ad, you have to put a price. I've seen this numerous times where people just put up an item And that's kind of asking for people to lowball you, which is when they say, oh, well, you take $5 for it, when you probably want 50 for it or something like that. They're just going to throw out some random number, hoping you don't know how much it's worth, or you just want to get rid of it. So a couple of hints on that, if you're wondering, well, I don't know how much it's worth. Well, I think the best way for that, personally, is go onto Craigslist and find a like item. For the Kindle Fire, you're going to find other Kindle Fires out there. Just make sure it's the same model with the same specs, which is easily done through very little research. As far as eBay goes, it's a little bigger of a database. You're going to find more items on there, but you're also going to find dealers on there. And dealers are always going to, and you're also going to find this on Craigslist, so be wary. Dealers are always going to ask for more than the market value. And if you want to sell your item quickly, you want to price it at market value. What, give or take, $10, $20, what is it selling for? If it's a car or a motorcycle or something like that, give or take a couple $100. But on a smaller item under $500, you're probably going to get in the ballpark between $20 or $40. But again, make sure it's the same unit with the same specs. It's not refurbished. You got to look out for things like that, which can drive down the price, and you'd be selling yours at a discount if it was brand new and perfect working order. So now you have everything you need to sit down on the computer and make your ad. You've got what you think the value of the item is worth. You have all the items that go with the product, pictures of all those things, as well as the unit clean and ready to sell. So if you like this segment, please like it, please share it with your friends. If there's something I didn't go over in this segment you'd like me to maybe discuss further, please comment below or send me an email. Thank you.